Today I'm kind of doing a comparison between two cameras, two lenses, and also two processes. I've got this Fujifilm X-t10 16 megapixel with a Fujinon Super EBC XF 27 millimeter 2.8, and this one Sony A6000 with 24 megapixels. These two cameras have been subject of quite a few versus videos because of their similarities and the time they came out. A lot of people say the Fujifilm puts out Jpegs that are as good or better than what you can produce with RAW, and I think that's why a lot of people get them. I use Lightroom 5.7. The problem with this is I can't easily put raw images from that camera into Lightroom because it's a format that Lightroom doesn't support. You can get a program that you can convert the raw to work in Lightroom. I do have that program, but it's just too much of a hassle. Sony was like that. They had the same thing. You had to use the raw conversion beforehand, but now Sony works right plugged into there. What I'm doing also today is comparing a vintage lens. This is one of my favorite lenses. It's a Vivitar Series 1 28 millimeter 1.9 auto wide angle. It's on a Nikon mount with Fotka Nikon Nex adapter. I'll be doing all my testing at 2.8. Same with this one. They'll both be shot at 2.8. I know for sure this one's gonna likely be more sharp, but you know, since it is a JPEG, it could have internal sharpening. But I'm gonna process this from RAW, so we'll see what results we can get from that as well. I'm not gonna go straight out JPEGs. I'm shooting this one in RAW. Okay, I'm shooting this one autofocus. I'm shooting this one manual focus, of course, because it's manual focus. I'll be using the flexible autofocus point on this one, and this one I'll just be using the magnification. I might even just do it on the fly with my eye, because the viewfinder on the Sony A6000, I don't really use a lot of focus peaking. This lens has very smooth focus. Okay, and you got about 180 degrees rotation. It focuses down to a little under 30 centimeters. Okay, this one I'm not sure because they don't have any markings on it how many centimeters, but I think from what I've tested it's about 30 centimeters as well, maybe a little bit closer. A couple things about the cameras as well. You know, they talk about a lot of times about build on these cameras. I think these ones are better built. The A6000. A lot of people say, "Oh no, it's mass produced, blah blah blah." It's not that good, but yeah, like these are the same age, these cameras, and you can see. Oops, look at that. That's not good, is it? That's supposed to be glued in there. And also, look at this. A little flap there. I put some double-sided tape on that. Whereas this one is, I use this one more, and all the fit and trim is good on it. The handling's better because of you can see here there's all the buttons are within reach of your right hand. You can reach every single button, and use this hand for focusing and aperture. It's especially good when you're doing manual focus, which this camera I do almost exclusively manual focusing on it. And that's really how you're supposed to hold a camera anyways. A lot of people complain about big lenses being awkward. You're not supposed to hold a camera like this. You're supposed to hold a camera like this, move your hand out wherever the length of the lens dictates. Yeah, and I just use them with a wristband, but this thing, it's just like so, you know, so good, the handling of it. Okay, another thing is the battery life is better on this one than this one here. Yeah, you can see right here how small this is. I don't mind it as well, but the thing is, with this camera, you gotta use other buttons and turn other things on it. On this side, you have to do some adjustments on this side. And that takes your hand off of the lens that you're trying to support. This is the way you're supposed to handle it. Okay, I know you don't change that often, but you know, you have to pop up your flash sometimes. Another thing, I don't like the flash on this one. It's really, you know, it's tight and compact and looks good, but all it does is pop up. You can't do anything with it. It won't bend backwards. So you're stuck just using it as a fill flash. That's not very good. It's so tiny. Okay, look at that. That's tiny. Okay, now let's look at this one. Okay, you got your flash on here. It looks tiny, but it's got a lot more uses, and I think it's more powerful myself. But what you can do is you can tilt it back or angle it. I use this a lot when I'm at, you know, when I'm going to family functions. I pop it up and point it to the ceiling, and it looks like the place is well lit. I even have a little thing that I printed out, 3D print, that holds that up, so I can just take a lot of pictures. And it's level. This one comes with a nice eye cup. This one doesn't. And really, why doesn't this come with an eye cup? Why wouldn't they put that on there? Probably costs a couple cents to make it. But I like the look of this one. It's a nice look. Yeah, very nice look. The menus, they're two different beasts. Some people hate Sony menus. Some people hate the Fuji menus. Like, it's all a matter of what you learn. The Sony menu is no problem to me. You can easily go through the whole thing, hit your menu, and you can like zip through it so fast, and you know, get through everything. So you basically know where all your stuff is. This one just goes up and down. This one goes across. All right, so let me see if there's anything else that, oh, this one, yeah. It's obviously more compact. I'm going to be doing some more lenses later on. I'll probably compare maybe a Pentax or a Nikon native lens next. All right, so thanks. I'm filming this today on my Sony A7 with it's pretty loud. It's got the Maxxum 51.4, and it's shooting at 3.5 right now because it's got the EA4, well, you know, the native A mount to E mount adapter. Anyways, thanks, and I'll continue on with the pictures from the two cameras. And also, you know, I may poo-poo on this one, and well, I haven't really poo-pooed on this one because I do like this one better. And don't get me wrong, this is an awesome camera. They both shoot phenomenal. Yeah, this one's a good camera, but I do like this one a wee bit more. but they're two different beasts. This is one that's great for going out and just shooting, putting it on your computer, and Bob's your uncle, you're done. The A6000 is one that's just, it's good for people who really want control of everything in their post-processing and also in their shooting. Okay, there's some things you can't control so well with it. This one that you can control better with this one. Yeah, all right. Yeah, because it's a little funny with your shutter speed being up here and down here as well. And I don't know, I wish they, instead of this, put a more robust aperture and shutter dial in the front and back. Okay, for the upcoming shots, I set the cameras both at the same shutter speed and at the same aperture, but I did let the cameras decide their own auto white balance and also their own ISO. They're both set on auto ISO. I found that the A6000 generally shot about 1.5 to 2 times lower of a ISO than the Fuji did, but the Fuji's really good at reducing the noise, so it didn't really make a difference in the image quality. All of the A6000 pictures have been edited a little bit in Lightroom. I left the white balance where it was, didn't touch that, but I changed the tones a bit, as well as a tiny bit of sharpening. I also, for everyone, I used the Canon 28mm 1.8 lens profile to correct any distortion. I also checked the remove chromatic aberration box in the color section of lens correction. My intention in this video is not to make the raw images better than the Jpeg engine in the Fuji, but just to match them closely. I noticed in the x-t10 shots that there was what looked like added clarity. It didn't look like a natural sharpness. It looked more like an added clarity to it. So I tried to mimic that with the A6000 by adding about 25 points of clarity. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, or comment, and I'll make more of them.